Yeah.
All right, we're live in the chat. We're live on socials. Sorry, we got a little screwed up there with the Trump town hall, the wacky ending to the town hall. They just abruptly called it because people were passing out. Yeah. And then Real America's Voice went over the top of the hour, and we weren't on chat for the first segment, but we're live now. So welcome on in, everybody, as you start to come on in, whatever platform you're on. Hit the like, subscribe, thumbs up.
Oh, we'll take ownership of it, Damon, and just say, you were mesmerized by Kristi Noem.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, she was there.
Kristi Noem, get it?
Yes, we're here, finally. We are live. Yes, X, YouTube, Rumble, Getter, wherever you're watching.
Yeah, it's frickin' Columbus Day.
Thanks, everybody.
He's
Happy
American
Columbus
hero.
Day, and it is Columbus Day, not the other stupid name that the losers use.
He's an Italian-American hero.
Hello, everyone. Hello, everybody. Jane says, love this show. Thank you very much. Hello, Big D. Janice on Facebook. Hello. Welcome on in. Welcome on in.
Hello.
Hello. Delgado, did you get facial hair extensions?
It's starting to feel that way.
Wow. It's coming in.
I don't know how I feel about this.
Yep.
Can you even see it? I can't even see it on the screen.
I was going to say, you look no different, so it don't matter how you feel.
Running its course.
Right?
Running its course.
Aaron says you could look a little bit.
I still have a face made for radio?
Yes.
That's always been established.
That was never, by the way, in question.
I don't need everybody chiming in on joke.
Well,
I was making a joke about myself.
You ask a question, you're going to get an answer.
I was fine with it.
Damon forgot his YouTube password, Gnome5238. That's not my password. It's Gnome123. Jets or Bills? What's the pick tonight? Are we going to do the odds makers?
We have to do the odds makers, yes. Erin's all fired up. She's been ready. She's fired up like Fireman Ed over there. Look at Fireman Ed. Looks like he's ready to jump.
Oh,
Don't jump, Ed. Don't jump, Ed. It's not over yet.
He's just celebrating Coach Rogers.
Go. You're muted. 17 past the hour, live from Studio 6B, Real America's Voice on a Monday night, October 14th, 17 past 8 o'clock. Glad you're in. President Trump's town hall ran a little late, so we took it over the hour, and then we weren't streaming here in the first segment of the show, but now we are, so welcome on in. If you're watching on YouTube, X, Rumble, Facebook, wherever you're watching, hit the like, subscribe. Thanks for being here. We got a big show to do here. We'll do some news with Delgado coming up. Aaron and Fran are holding it down. But right now, while we have a second, let's do an odds makers for a Monday night football game with Slick Rick and Aaron. Fire up me some music there, Fran. All right, Monday night, Jets and Bills. Slick Rick coming off of quite the embarrassing Sunday for his team. Now Aaron's team takes the spotlight in the Jets tonight. Slick, what do you got?
All right, Big D. Well, this line has moved more than the start time of Studio 6B Live. This line just opened up at 2.5, then it was at 1.5. It was at 1. I just looked. It's 1.5. Buffalo is laying.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, you know what? Josh Allen has never gone 0-3. Jeff Ulbrich is in tonight. Obviously, they tossed their Saleh last week. The Jets, their head coach, Robert Saleh, he's gone. So we'll see. Rodgers is a little banged up, too. I think a long flight from London may have not caught up with them. I'm gonna take Buffalo because I know Aaron's probably gonna go with the Jets, and I gotta gain some ground on her, so I gotta kind of go with the Bills tonight. So give me Buffalo in MetGetLife Stadium tonight, upsetting the home team.
All right, Bills minus 1.5 for you, Aaron. I know I don't have to ask, but go ahead.
You already know where I'm going. I'm gonna go with the Jets. I can't abandon my guys, but I honestly do think they're gonna have a good night. They usually do play well for Monday Night Football. I mean, we know what happened last season's Monday Night Football with Jets versus the Bills. Rodgers went down. Not gonna manifest that tonight, but C.J. Mosley's back after a couple weeks after his toe injury. Tyler Conklin is playing tonight. He feels fine. And Rodgers is feeling good. And I'm excited to see what Jeff Ulbrich will do tonight with the guys. I think we're going to see a lot from Braylon Allen and Breece Hall. The running game is definitely going to be stronger than it has been. And I think they're going to take the win.
All right, there you go. Aaron, of course, has her Jets. So
on the move, too.
They're on opposite sides, so we'll keep an eye on that. Thanks, Fran, for the music. There's an odds makers for a Monday night, 19 past the hour. Let's do some sports. Sports is brought to you by Mike Lindell. LFS6B is the promo code to use if you shop at MyPillow. Coming up here, Well, actually, hold that sports slick. We'll get to that in a second. Let's go back out to Pennsylvania and see if DJ Trump is still in effect. But our own Brian Glenn, he's on the ground there. Brian, how are you?
I'm a little confused right now. I thought this town hall was wrapping up, and it turned into a Trump DJ set here. I'm not complaining. The music's great. I don't know what to say, but I do want to kind of maybe set the stage if I can just for a second. It's not hot in here. It is not hot. The temperature outside is 50. It feels like it's 42 degrees. I have done hundreds of press events, Trump rallies. I've felt hot conditions. It's not hot in here, so I don't know why those two individuals had any kind of medical incident. Not heat-related, in my opinion, because it's not hot. Now, as far as the room is going, a few people left behind the media risers and off to the side, but as you can see, and behind me, everyone's still here. Why not? Trump's playing some music, having some fun up there with Governor Kristi Noem, and well, what started as a town hall has turned out to a DJ set, and I don't know. Hey, look, we got 23 days left in this election. This was not on my bingo card, but it is now. Trump concert here in Oak, Pennsylvania, happening tonight.
Okay, well, I think you said it all, Brian. Now, listen, if he looks like he's going to start crowd surfing, maybe you might have to just jump in there because that might be a little too far. So I don't know what's left for the president to do. Is he still on the actual stage behind you?
Yeah, let me put my phone down for a second. I was trying to get some updates. Okay, he's still on the stage. Now,
You're kidding.
Stay with me for a second. This is abnormal. He's already wrapped up the town hall. He said, I'm going to play some songs, and let's call it a night. I'm just wondering, why hasn't he left this building? Why hasn't he left the stage? I know about playing a couple songs and having kind of a moment to let the medical conditions play out. And I understand that. You play some opera songs, let the mood end it on a good note with YMCA. But I don't understand why he has not left the building. Now, Secret Service is still here, and when he said open up the doors that he thought was opening up was to the outside, but the actual doors they opened up was just to open up to the other side of this convention center that was closed off from this event. But what I'm trying to get to is I don't know what is outside potentially. It might be the reason why he's still inside. I don't know what's happening outside this convention center, but it's just a little strange that he's still here, just playing some music and not mentioning, not doing a town hall, not taking questions. It's just a little odd right now, and so I'm trying to keep as much monitoring on my phone and what's behind me. I'm trying to monitor some of the Trump staff that's moving around, which, by the way, I've seen several staff members go up to the stage and whisper stuff in his ear, and they've rushed and they've run off, and he still stayed on with Governor Noem, playing another video here as well. I just, look, if you're going to stay on stage, why don't we just continue to have the town hall? Why just play music? There's still a lot to talk about. Whatever the case would be, I thought he wrapped up the town hall portion, was going into a little bit of a music set. It's just a little odd. People enjoy it. I'm not criticizing that. I just think it's a little odd for him to still remain on stage and just enjoying the music and dancing with the crowd.
Yeah, I mean,
just a little different.
I said this 10 minutes ago to Grant Stinchfield. I mean, I was half joking back then because it had just kind of happened and he just kind of had wrapped it up. But I said, man, the Secret Service has got to be thinking, sir, I think it's time to get off the stage. I mean, he's asking to open doors, and then he says he grabs the mics and says, well, I told him just to open them anyways, and if anybody walks through, you know what's going to happen. Like almost to say, like, we're going to take care of them, or you guys will take care of them. But it seemed a little strange then. But I mean, I totally hear what you're saying here. And I don't want to put words in your mouth or frighten people for absolutely no reason. We know the president's a lover of music. We've seen him on the golf course in his cart playing the music. We certainly know. But it does seem weird that the former president of the United States and possibly future president is just kind of hanging around. It's not necessarily something you see Trump do that often, just kind of hang around, especially when he can be on the road to go back home or wherever he's going next. He's got a busy schedule, Why is he just hanging out on the stage? Now, you haven't heard, had you heard anything about anything going on in the area? Were there any warnings about being, in Philadelphia or down there? Anything all day that had come across your radar?
No, nothing across my radar. And the security is tight around here. I mean, there's a lot of security, not only Secret Service, but, Pennsylvania, State Patrol, local authorities. They're all here. This place is very secure. I just don't understand, unless he's just trying to get people, because this was kind of cut short tonight, maybe just giving the people that came here an opportunity to see the president, take some pictures, and just kind of soak it all in. There's a lot of to be gained by that alone, of just having people feeling like they're a part of an event. But I just thought it's a little strange. Why wouldn't you just continue the town hall? But once again, maybe he's just letting the moment play out, and we don't know the conditions. Now, the one individual, the first guy, put his fist in the air and kind of had that whole fight mentality, and everyone was chanting USA, and he seemed to enjoy it. The second individual, I believe she walked out with some assistance, which I don't think that's severe at this point, obviously, her walking out. But one of the things I did think of, and that's not the case here tonight, but is this the new level of protest? These medical emergencies, because if someone can get into a speech, have a medical emergency, stop the speech.
Yeah.
5 minutes later, a medical emergency, stop the speech.
Right.
That's not the situation here tonight, but it does make me think: is that
Brian,
what the left could try to do?
So, Brian, we're gonna hit the break. We're gonna hit the hard break here. We have. I don't know if you want to take 5 minutes, 3 minutes, and see if you can get a hold of somebody from Trump's team, or see if what's going on there, and we can get back to you here when we get back on the air. Let's let Brian take a break, see if he can gather some information, Aaron, and let's hit the break here. We'll let Brian do his thing and see if he can figure out if and what is going on. Could be nothing. Live from Studio 6B on a Monday night. We'll come back right after this.
Nomo.
Why is it? I don't understand why is it weird?
Rocking the Guns N' Roses, baby. Oof.
Well, like Brian said, maybe there just is no. Maybe because he cut it 45 minutes short. I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's that strange yet. I mean,
No.
they could easily just hold him off stage somewhere if there was some issue.
That's a good point.
He doesn't have to be on stage.
They'd want him off stage if there was any issue, right? You would think. Why would you want him on stage for anything going on?
Yeah.
Get him out.
You would think.
The fact that he's on stage makes me think like there's nothing wrong.
Unless they
'Cause
don't
why
want-
would they leave him on stage?
Unless they don't want anybody going
There's
outside.
got to be a room they could move him to if they thought there was something they needed to wait out or take care of before they try to exit the building.
Or maybe like Slick Rick just said, maybe they don't want anybody to
They don't want anybody leaving.
and to keep
right now.
them in their seats is to keep him on the stage.
Yeah.
And
There is something going on outside. Maybe they don't want people
Maybe
leaving.
the two people who fainted, like Brian said, maybe they have some maybe they're working with them and trying to figure out what happened.
They don't know. There was something.
made people.
And they, right?
Yeah.
Similar, I don't know what they were passing out, but.
That was in Arizona.
Right, so.
Yep.
That's bizarre. Look at Buffalo. Buffalo's on a roll. Hey, Buffalo Bill.
Yeah, I don't know. People are like, right.
Send him.
All right, 30 minutes past the hour, live from Studio 6B on a Monday. Real America's Voice. President Trump, town hall tonight in what part of Pennsylvania was it? Brant? Oak, Pennsylvania.
Oak.
Which is, you said was near where?
It's just outside of King of Prussia, outside of Philly.
Okay, outside of Philly. And it was a little bit of a strange event. We had some people who were passing out. And Christy Nome made reference during it herself that it was hot in there, at least up on the stage. I heard her say it. Now, Brian says it's not hot. In comparing, obviously, when you're standing out in Arizona, it's 110 degrees in certain situations that they've all been in. But I heard Christy Nome on the microphone herself say, she leaned over to the president and said, it is very hot in here. President went over to the Secret Service, asked them to open the doors, which, of course, they looked at him like, I'm not so sure that's a great idea, sir. And then he, after speaking to them, came back on the stage with the microphone and said, all right, so here's a live shot of the president still on the stage, shaking hands.
Wow.
Maybe looks like he's exiting now, putting his hand up.
Yeah, looks like he's making his way off the stage.
Possibly making his way off way off the stage
goes.
now.
Did he run out of records?
There he goes.
I guess we've gone through all of the DJ sets, so... But we were just debating in the last segment if there was something that more than meets the eye here, because the president stayed on stage for a pretty good amount of time. Now he's working the crowd line.
Oh, wow. He's too
So
much.
I can't imagine they think that there's anything wrong if they're going to, at least certainly not inside the building. They're making him go down the front row here. He's shaking hands, saying hello.
Yeah, it just might be strategy. Might be strategic.
Signing
move.
autographs right now, it looks like.
Wow.
And we all did find it a little strange that he spent so much time on the stage. We were kind of wondering if maybe there was something they were trying to sort out around the area of the building. Was there some kind of a danger that they were keeping him there? And of course, we were just thinking in the break, can't imagine they would have kept him on stage. We would have moved them, could have moved them to a room if they needed to move him to a room. But now the president's working the line, signing autographs, saying hello. So I guess we could look at this as they're killing more time and letting them do this, or Brian Glenn's on the ground, and he rejoins us here. Brian, looks like the president is now working the line, signing autographs, taking pictures, signing hats. What does this say to you?
Okay, right now he is talking to a gentleman I met in Long Island Rally. He was a kid when his dad died, and Fred Trump, President Trump's dad, came to his house and told his mom that he had paid for the tuition for him and all of his siblings, and it forever changed this man's life. He's down in front. I know he's in tears. I was talking to him earlier. That's the gentleman in the red hat. His shirt says Harvard Dad. His daughter now goes to Harvard. He was sharing his story with President Trump about Fred Trump showing up after his dad died and offered to pay all the tuition for his private school, and he says it changed his life and his brother and sister as well. So I know that they just had a moment there, and I did an interview with this gentleman earlier today, and he was probably showing him the yearbook with Fred Trump. He was on the board of this school there in New York, and so just a moment there, and I just wanted to weigh in on that's what's happening. You can tell him he's kind of reliving that right now. But yeah, he's still working the crowd, walking, taking some selfies, taking some pictures. I'll just go back. I still think it's a very unique situation here. I did get a statement or just a comment from someone on the Trump team. I said, hey, is there anything okay? I mean, is there anything wrong? Is everything okay? They said, yes, Brian, everything is okay. So we'll just leave it at that. That's all I know. But what a unique situation here. Now President Trump's going back around to the other side. But, yeah, I mean, guys, this is half town hall, half concert, half meet and greet at this point.
Yeah, certainly an interesting situation. And again, I guess just debating whether I mean, certainly it would seem, Brian, that the Secret Service, if they had any inkling that they had something that they had to deal with outside or outside the perimeter where he is, certainly staying on the stage doesn't seem like something they would probably have allowed him to do. They probably, I'm sure, had a secure room somewhere they could have moved him to. So the fact that he stayed out there this whole time, I don't know. I mean, could it be just as simple as the president wanted to spend some time out there, play some songs, didn't want to cut it 45 minutes short, felt kind of bad, and now you see what he's doing. He's out there amongst the people. Certainly doesn't look like they're worried about much. So,
well, let me ask this question too.
Right on that.
Is it a possibility that because, like you said, Damon, they cut it a little short? Everything is run on a schedule. As soon as he gets done, they whisk him away. They get him back to the plane. They get him back in the air. Maybe because they cut it short, the plane isn't ready. The caravan wasn't set to go. That kind of thing.
I think they're always pretty much. I think you got to always be set to move with the president in the United States.
Yeah.
Brian, do you think this has anything to do with following up on the two people who got sick and making sure that it was just a legitimate heat exhaustion or heat stroke and nothing else? No. I mean, we remember the story about the followers who were behind him, and I don't know if it was an Arizona rally or that all of a sudden they thought maybe a high-powered laser had been used on them and some crazy stuff like that. I wonder if they were taking some time to see about the two people who had passed out. Any word on that?
No, I don't have any word on the people who left here. That was in Tucson. I was there. People on the left side of the stage complained of a rash and some vision problems. I don't know if any follow-up, the latest on that particular story. But like I said before, the first guy was wheeled out of here and he had his hand in the air like a fight position. Seemed very cognitive to me. And the other person walked out of here. So I can't imagine if things turned to the worst outside of here. Even if it did, I don't think that necessarily would stop him from going on with continuing the town hall and the questions. I don't think that would hinder that portion of the show. But the fact that it just kind of stopped and it was like, oh, well, let's just play a couple songs and, we're going to go ahead and call it a night. That's the strange part, because he very well could have stood out here for the last 30 minutes and probably at least spoke to the crowd. He did maybe do a couple segments from his speech, just do what he typically does when he does a press event. That doesn't seem that doesn't seem very hard to do. I mean, the president's the master of that. But I don't want to. I just really don't want to speculate on something that I have no knowledge about. I just thought tonight was a little different than what we expected, and I certainly do hope that those two individuals are indeed, when they left here, are okay. I hope the security is okay. Obviously, if there was a security issue, they wouldn't allow these people to now they're like wildebeest going out of this place. They wouldn't let them leave, I think, if there was a problem outside, and that just seems logical.
Yeah. All right, well, the crowd does look like they're dispersing. President Trump looks like he has left the room. Brian, next couple days, obviously you're going to be with the president. He stays in the area tomorrow from, what is the group, Harry? Moms for America. And then, obviously, I think he holds a rally later this week down in Atlanta. Or tomorrow he's in Atlanta with you.
In Atlanta tomorrow.
President keeps it going, a busy schedule. Yeah, for 20, whatever we're down to, 23, 24 days. While I have you, just quickly, we spoke last week about the obviously the polling. You see what's going on with her. She's deciding now she's going to go on with Bret Baier. I saw that, and I just thought, well, this is kind of like, you've been at the roulette table all night, and you're down to your last $1,000, and you're like, you know what, screw it, let's put it on one number. That's kind of has the feel of her going on Bret Baier, no?
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. I think her internal team says, look, we've got to go all out. We got to swing for the fences, and let's go on Fox News, and let's get with Bret Baier and see how we handle those questions. I hope Bret Baier does not give her a layup on anything. I hope he pushes back on every single thing and give her the same treatment that all the other networks that are over to my right, your left, have done to him for a number of years. So we'll see how that turns out. That is on Wednesday of this week. Tomorrow night, Atlanta, just north Cobb County, I believe is the county, just north of Fulton. We'll see how that plays out. Big crowd I expect for that as well. And then going, if I'm not mistaken, going to North Carolina on early next week. And then from what I've been told as well, it's going to be 2 to 3 events a day, all the way up to Election Day. So going to go ahead and eat my Wheaties and drink my milk and bring the Gatorade and water because it's about to get nasty here in the next 22 days.
Brian, do you want to release, while you're here on the show with us, do you want to release your LDL numbers or your any of your medical records so that we're sure that you're in good shape enough to follow the president?
Yeah, I am healthy. I'm not suicidal. I don't have a car, and so no, the brakes won't go out on that. I fly commercial, so the whole damn plane's going down if you get me. I will say this: they're not allowing anybody to leave here, but this is typically what they do before the motorcade pulls out. They'll hold the doors to clear the traffic so the motorcade can pull out of the building. So I've noticed the people that left this section behind me are now back there, elbow to elbow to get out. So just giving you a lay of the land here as we wrap it up here.
How many people were there, Brian? Around a couple thousand, 2,000-3,000, or less than that?
Oh, yeah. No, I think you're probably around 3,000 inside this room. And like I said, it's 50 degrees outside with a feels like temperature of 42. It is not hot in this building. It's just not.
Yeah.
That people might have fatigue. But I will say this. There's only one place for water. The line was about 500 deep, and I'm not exaggerating on that. There's some water fountains. I'm looking at them right now. So if someone just wants water, they've either got to stand in that line or they got to go to the water fountain. And every time I went to the water fountain, nobody was ever there. So it could just be a case of dehydration here, which I would not doubt. Anyway, I'm just thankful that that everything's okay.
All right, Brian. I'm sure we'll speak to you tomorrow from Atlanta. Great stuff as always. If anything else, if you catch wind of anything, obviously let us know. Otherwise, we'll speak to you tomorrow night. Great job as always, Brian. Thanks for a few moments.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys. Have a good night.
All right, Brian Glenn on the ground there at Trump. Did you see Kristen Welker ask Mike Johnson about Trump's LDL numbers? See why he won't release his cholesterol.
Yeah, I was wondering about Brian, how his cholesterol numbers are.
God.
Right.
Do you want to see that? Because we do have it.
Blood pressure.
Talk about pure desperation. Yeah, go ahead.
It's cut number 4. Here's Speaker Johnson stomping on Kristen Welker. Cut number 4. Check it out.
Just to be very clear, he hasn't released all of his medical records. He released 2 letters. Should he release the results of the cognitive test?
He's on display every minute.
So it's unnecessary. You concede that he didn't release his medical records. You don't want to know things like his cholesterol level, whether he's dealing with any issue that we may not know about, if he's going to be commander-in-chief. And he also said he would release cognitive tests.
Listen to your question.
Should he release that?
The American people... Kristen, the American people don't care about the cholesterol level of Donald Trump. They care about the cost of living and the fact they cannot pay for groceries.
Would you come on?
Because Kamala Harris and Joe Biden's policies have put them in that situation. The medical record...
Music. Good Lord. We'll talk more about that clip and many others from the Sunday shows when we get back live from Studio 6B right after this.
Pennsylvania, have a Philly steak sandwich.
Harry on the highway's hitting the highway.
Have a nice Philly. Oh, I got your,
Where are you going?
Philadelphia shirt on, Harry. Look at that. Look at his shirt. See that?
For what?
throw.
No, Arthur Smith dinner or whatever it's called. Yeah. Al Smith dinner.
That was like a.
That's Thursday in
That
the
was
city.
some throw.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. He's not going to let 3 days with 3 weeks to go?
Of course.
No way. Back to California.
Yeah, I think we got problems.
Oh, you said it was all good. Pre-record something. Pre-record his own spots right over it. Play at the same time. Oh. I got to cut these people short, Big D. Come on. Good luck. No. Of course not. Of course not.
Yes, we are. Bye, Harry. Harry on the highway is hitting the highway.
Harry on the highway, taking his business to Philadelphia. City of brotherly love. It was nothing.
Well, it's only weird just because we've never seen it happen doesn't make it necessarily weird. It could be absolutely. Obviously, it was absolutely nothing.
How's a nothing burger? MAGA Square Garden?
No thanks.
I think we should do the show.
All right, 13 to the hour, live from Studio 6B on a Monday night, October 14th. Glad you're in. Slick's going to do some sports. Rick Delgado's going to do some news. Aaron and Fran holding it down as always. Harry on the highway is on his way onto the highway. He's going to J.D. Vance and down in, I guess, Pennsylvania this week. On Wednesday, Harry will be there. President Trump's going to be in Pennsylvania tomorrow morning, and then I think he's heading to Atlanta, Georgia, as Brian Glenn just told us. Brian Glenn will be with President Trump in Georgia tomorrow night. What time's the rally tomorrow night? It's going to probably go into our first hour, right, Fran? Yeah. What time's he supposed to start? Oh, okay. So, 6 o'clock, not 7:30. So I was wrong. I thought it was 7. Oh, it is 7:30.
Who's on first?
Oh, President Trump's supposed to take the stage at 7:30 tomorrow, so that'll definitely bleed into the first hour of the show. So let's do some sports while we can. Sports is brought to you by Mike Lindell, MyPillow. LFS6B is the code to use. Slickster, what's going on?
What a sports night in New York, Big D. Met Get a Life. You got the Jets and the Bills, both New York teams playing there. Hop over to the Bronx. You got the Yankees right now taking it to Cleveland, up 3-0. It was just a pass ball here in the bottom of the third. Yankees in control. And then what else? We got the Rangers playing the Detroit Red Wings in MAGA Square Garden.
And
so
the Mets.
Busy, and Mets were out in Los Angeles, but the Mets did win today, 7-3. They tied that series, Game 2, National League Championship Series. Mets earlier today. Mark Vientos with a grand slam in the second inning. Pretty much all she wrote. Dodgers made a little rally late, but Mets held them off with good pitching at the end. 7-3. Mets take that. That series is all tied at 1. Game 1, as I said, Yankees up 3-0 right now as we speak. They've had more pitching changes than we'd have scheduling changes lately with these rallies on 6B, Big D. So good stuff going on there. And Monday Night Football, well, Buffalo jumped out to a 7-3 lead. However, the Jets have come back. It is now 10-7. Jets, Aaron Rodgers threw an absolute dime to, who's that, Sauce Gardner, I believe, right? Who's it? Oh, Garrett Wilson, right. Sauce Gardner's the cornerback. Yeah, Garrett Wilson. I'm not up on my Jets because I can't stand them. Come on, Buffalo, let's go. Buffalo's going to come back, though. Here we go. They're coming right down the field, and we'll see what happens. But good game so far. Jets lead 10-7.
You going to take that, Aaron?
All right. And speaking of New York sports, well, we got a good one here. The mayor, he's a piece of work, right? He was at the parade today. New York City Mayor Eric Adams roasted for wearing both Yankees and Mets logo on a hat. Mets and Yankees are both playing for a spot in the World Series. Scott Thompson of Fox News. New York City Mayor Eric Adams is remaining impartial to the two MLB teams remaining in the postseason from his jurisdiction, but it's rubbing New Yorkers the wrong way. Adams was spotted at the Columbus Day Parade in Manhattan on Monday wearing a hat that had both the Mets and Yankees logos on it with an X in between, which shows he isn't leaning one way or another. While the mayor wants to remain objective, New Yorkers are not too pleased, and they let it be known on social media. Some of these comments reference Adams' current campaign corruption state. He should be indicted just for this, one ex-user posted. Another ex-user commented, "Ugh, he makes me sick," while a desperate one suggested to burn it, talking about his hat. Adams could be looking for a Subway Series where the Mets and Yankees meet. Nothing like a little distraction, right, to extend this a little bit, right? Mets and Yankees Subway Series. They'll never make, you wouldn't make the first 10 pages if the Mets and Yankees were in the World Series. That's for sure, as they are both currently in their respective league championships. The Mets were down one game to the LA Dodgers, but that's been tied up now, so this story was written earlier today. These best of 7 series could result in the Mets and Yankees meeting in the World Series for the first time since 2000, where it was the Bronx Bombers who came away with the trophy after 5 games. But ask any New York sports fan, and they'll tell you that no matter how much you love the city, you have to choose one team or the other, right? That's really how it is, guys. It's always been that way. There's no such thing as wanting both the Mets and Yankees to win, especially if it comes down to the World Series. Right, Delgado? You're not going to be rooting for the Mets. No. That's for darn sure.
No, I won't even watch if the Yankees aren't in.
Exactly. So there you go. So we'll keep an eye, Big D, but some good stuff there. So that's a wrap in sports. I think it took enough time. I'll keep you updated on the scores. And I got a couple other stories, including another team boycotting men in women's sports. Can't wait. Another team is just bowed out in college. They're not going to play their volleyball tournament.
All right, very, very good. Slick. Sports is brought to you by Mike Lindell and MyPillow. LFS6B is the code to use at MyPillow. It'll give you a great savings on all the great stuff from Mike Lindell, and we appreciate when you use it. LFS6B. Let's do some news. News is brought to you by Freedom Force Nutrition, available exclusively at livefromstudio6b.com. 15% off everything on the website. Great supplements, vitamins. If you're looking for those, check them out. Rick Delgado, what's going on?
All right. Well, jumping around, there's a bunch of things that have been kind of popping like crazy. One thing that's kind of in the same vein of what Speaker Johnson just did to Kristen Welker is this story coming out of Colorado. Of course, media and the government are downplaying the Venezuelan gangs, says a woman who was forced to flee from her apartment in Colorado. Media and government officials are basically saying what you're seeing is not really happening. According to Cindy Romero, she told Fox News it feels like a slap in the face. How many gangs is okay to have in Aurora? How many properties is it okay for them to take over? How many people who are citizens paying their bills is it okay to displace? Romero's comments come after GOP VP candidate J.D. Vance and ABC News host Martha Raddatz clashed during a Sunday interview about the presence of Venezuelan gangs in Aurora.
Is that what they classify that as, a clash?
It's just a clash.
That was a beatdown.
It's a verbal.
That was no clash.
It's a
Clash
verbal
of the Titans.
disagreement. And it got so bad that, it almost sounds like that clip we played of Speaker Johnson earlier, where you have to ask that person, do you understand what you're saying? Are you listening to yourself? As a matter of fact, that's exactly what J.D. Vance did here in cut number 7, as he asked ABC's Martha Raddatz, do you hear yourself when you're talking about these Venezuelan gangs? Check this out, cut number 7.
There's got to be some element of truth here. And of course, President Trump was actually in Aurora, Colorado, talking to people on the ground. And what we're hearing, of course, Martha, is that people are terrified by what has happened with some of these Venezuelan gangs.
Senator Vance, I'm going to stop you because I know exactly what happened.
Martha.
I'm going to stop you. The incidents were limited to a handful of apartment complexes, and the mayor said our dedicated police officers have acted on those concerns. A handful of problems.
A handful is good.
Only, Martha, do you hear yourself? Only a handful of apartment complexes in America were taken over by Venezuelan gangs, and Donald Trump is the problem and not Kamala Harris's open border? Americans are so fed up with what's going on, and they have every right to be. And I really find this exchange, Martha, sort of interesting because you seem to be more focused with nitpicking everything that Donald Trump has said rather than acknowledging that apartment complexes in the United States of America are being taken over by violent gangs. I worry so much more about that problem than anything else here. We've got to get American communities in a safe space again.
Yeah. So there he is blasting away at Martha Raddatz.
Martha Raddatz would have told you the day after September 11th that the planes were confined to the upper offices, so it wasn't that bad.
Right.
That's how stupid she is. She might be. I thought Kristen Welker was the dumbest person on TV, but Martha Raddatz gives her a really good run for her money. Yeah. I don't know who Martha Raddatz's producers are, but they should all be fired because I don't know how you decide. This is the hill that we're going to die on Sunday with J.D. Vance. We're going to have someone on that you know going in is intellectually superior to your moron questioner. And then you know there's video evidence, the fact that this has happened. So you decide that you're going to have a segment with J.D. Vance, and this is the exchange that you want her to have with him. To be able to sign off by saying, well, it was only a couple. Like, that's not going to resonate with people. Like, he's not going to just take that and do exactly what he did. Who decides this segment is how you want to do this interview? Who picks this subject matter? Knowing that we've all seen the video of these people. So we know there's elements of truth to it. And how do you think you come off good by saying, oh, it was confined to only a few?
A handful. Like
what?
5.
Kristen Welker, the same thing with Mike Johnson.
Yeah.
Mike Johnson body slammed her. Good for him because he takes enough grief when he deserves it. So kudos to his performance. He would not let her get away with her questioning, and he would not let her get away, more importantly, with her little trying to sneak it in again after he got done and then quickly try to move to the next question, which is what they all do. He was not having it. God, they're so stupid, the two of them. All right, hour 2 coming up.
Did he keep going?
I saw that clip earlier. My wife showed it to me. I thought it was great.
All right, what's the score of the Bills game?
10-7. Jets look good.
10-7.
Moving the ball. Yeah, Buffalo's defense, I don't know what's wrong with their defense. It's horrible. Or it could just be the Jets are just on such a roll.
Oh, Coach Rodgers is doing a good job.
Yeah, that's for damn sure. He could coach the team if he wanted to. Yeah. Well, it's a good thing so far. Josh Allen's tough to keep down in the fourth quarter, though. No, he's a janitor
He did get demoted, yeah.
He's sweeping the floors in the locker room. He's washing the drawers. Yeah, they look sharp. They look faster tonight. Like, they look so much faster. Fast. I mean, Hall was going down the field.
Wasn't that the problem last week, that the cadence, they maybe needed to slow it down?
Greg on Facebook says, Big D, you have 3 reads here.
And he's correct.
Look at the Yankees, man. Series is over. I don't know if the Mets are going to get there, though. Yankees, of course. Mets, I don't know.
Oh, yeah, the team gets hot. Can beat anybody.
That's true. I mean, the Dodgers had all they could take with the Padres.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. Well, what a tackle that was. Open field. Good. Is that DeMar Hamlin? No. I don't believe he's actually even out there. Oof. I like the Jets with their retro uniforms. I love those uniforms. Yeah, I like those uniforms. That was some tackle, though, just now, though. Woo, look at this guy. Heat-seeking missile. Big third down here. 3rd and 14. YouTube, Harry's in Illinois. Harry, fumble. Harry's in Illinois.
So how'd you guys do in the...
Odds makers?
The odds makers.
Yeah, I'm going to recap that next
okay.
one. I'll do that. Yeah, we both had a good week. Yeah. We didn't get the guest couldn't make it because it got all screwed up Friday night. We're bringing the guest on Friday, Big D, with the other. We're going to have 2 guests on picking.
As of right now.
Okay, good.
Unless we get thrown off by some event again.
There's nothing Friday night. Look at this. Yankees are running on them.
Hour 2, live from Studio 6B on a Monday night, October 14th. Real America's Voice, 9 p.m. on the East Coast. Glad you're in. Slick Rick's doing sports. Rick Delgado's doing the news. Aaron and Fran holding it down as always. Lots to get to in hour 2. Slick, what was the recap of the odds makers from this weekend?
Oh, it was a good one. Aaron and I both were 3-1 for the weekend. It was good. We had that Texas game. We were both on that. What a blowout, 34-3. Quinn Ewers had 199 yards and a TD in the air. I lost with Green Bay beating Arizona. That was my bad pick. And Aaron, I think, was the Giant game. She was on the Giants. Then Cincinnati kind of beat them. They didn't kill them, but they beat them. So that was a tough pick there. But
you both went 3-1.
Yeah, it was a better week for me. Actually, if you think about it, we won the Thursday night game too, right? I believe we had. Yeah, so we were 4-1, and then now tonight will be the rub because we don't know who's going to. We both have a different team there right now. The Jets with a commanding lead.
Well, maybe the odds makers. We should just rush it in the last 3 minutes every week. You do much better, Slick. Maybe you're overthinking it when you have all that time to do it.
You know, and I was going to take the Pittsburgh game, and they did fantastic, and I ended up picking the Green Bay game. I took Arizona. That team's in trouble.
So I'm watching coverage on, I guess this was Sunday, in Prescott, Arizona. The president was, I guess, there Saturday or Sunday over the weekend. And I just happened to catch this on social media because I missed it during the live broadcast. And I see this clip that we're tagged in. And I click on it, and this is it. And this is what this guy says to Ben Bergquam.
Rick.
Uh-oh.
My Slick Rick, my paisan. Yeah, I'm Italian. Yeah, he's Italian.
Yeah. You like his outfits?
Oh, he's yeah. We started watching that because of the shoes. My wife, she's like,
all right, now let me just stop. I just want to stop it right there.
That's a kick, huh?
Put the camera on me, Aaron. One shot on me. I've been doing this show.
Yeah.
You listen up here. I've been doing this show since 2015. Countless hours on my behalf, Fran's behalf, Harry's behalf, Vin's behalf, the great Paul Luna, rest in peace.
Yes.
We have drudged this thing through the mud. We have thought through how to do these segments. We have worked tirelessly on all of these things to make the show different. And I have to listen to this guy say the reason we started watching that show is for Slick Rick's shoes.
Because I brought the heart and soul to this show. According to my paisano there. That's it. I was a shoo-in from the start.
Not because of the segments, not because of the brilliance of the people on it from 2015 on.
Yeah.
Not because it was news they got that they didn't hear anything else. Because of your damn shoes.
That's it.
Why they started watching it.
He's known.
What do you have to say for yourself?
This segment brought to you by Buster Brown.
Oh, you know what? He gets the night kicked off on the right foot.
That's right. So. Exactly. We have a really big shoe.
Started watching that because of the shoes. My wife.
Started watching it because of the shoes.
We started watching that because of the shoes. My wife.
There you go.
She's like, look at these shoes.
She got you into it, and then you're
cool.
hooked. Huh?
Yeah, we're hooked.
It's a great show.
You guys are all great.
I love you.
Great.
I love it.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah,
thanks.
I thought you had tattoo sleeves. I was like, those are sweet.
My son's fired.
Ben's a fashion consultant here now.
So I've come to the conclusion that I've just overthought this all for 10 years, and I just
Yeah.
put the fancy guy with his shoes on, I would have been fine from the beginning. It doesn't matter about the substance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you say? There's no substance to my shoes. I mean, don't be a heel, Damon.
All right, let's do some more news. Here with that is Rick Delgado. Mr. Delgado, what's going on?
All right. Well, out in Las Vegas, another key pivotal battleground state, which is looking better and better for President Trump. Hispanic voters at a pro-Trump event in Nevada ripped the Biden-Harris administration on immigration following news that tens of thousands of illegal immigrants charged with rape and murder are roaming around in the United States. The current administration are very, very responsible, according to Damisio Guerrero. So, you notice how I do the rolling R with the Spanish name?
Yes.
I tried.
Is that because of your Hispanic background?
No, of course not. I just seen it on TV.
Delgado.
Supporter of the GOP Hispanic Outreach event in Clark County, Nevada, told Fox News that recently released ICE data shows tens of thousands of illegals in the U.S. with sexual assault and murder convictions, and they're living right here. They are traitors to the United States, he says, because you know what? All the crimes, all the innocent Americans that are dying every day in many, many, many cities in the United States are results of those criminals being loose. Bianca Fox, a Trump campaign volunteer, originally from Guatemala, told Fox that Biden's administration should have warned the American public about the ICE numbers. She said that people are being so dishonest right now for the whole country. Everybody is hurt, and they don't see the reality that Kamala has been in charge for 4 years as vice president, and we have all these problems. We have no solutions. We're not against people coming to the United States, but the legal way, if you come look for a better future, do it the right way, and don't commit crimes and be a problem. So that's coming from the Hispanic community out in Las Vegas.
By the way, the biggest newspaper out there endorsed Trump.
Yeah.
Right? The Las Vegas Review-Journal, I think it's called, or something like that. They came out with an endorsement of President Trump today, along with, I saw over the weekend that the Border Patrol union, I guess, endorsed him as well.
Are you sure about that? Because I thought Joe Biden said they support him.
Well, I don't know. No, did Biden say that? Biden can't even say the words Border Patrol.
I think he said it in their debate in June.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I don't think so. By the way, I said Paul Luna, rest in peace, not Paul Nolan. Rest in peace.
Oh, did people think you said
There's
Nolan?
Some confusion. No. There's some confusion.
Definitely said Luna. You definitely said Luna.
That Paul died.
Yeah, you definitely said
Paul Luna.
Oh, don't start that.
That's, unfortunately.
It's like the Beatles when Paul
not Paul
McCartney.
Nolan. Paul Nolan is just fine.
Oh, you mean on the back of Sgt. Pepper's? Why he has the back turn?
All right, what else is in the news, Delgado?
Well, the Harris campaign is hitting on all cylinders, especially when you see what Bill Clinton has been doing while he's out there on the stump.
Oh, Bubba.
For the current VP. I don't know if you saw this, but former Democratic
I'm sure
president,
they thought, let's send Clinton out there. He's a great communicator he was, and he won't say anything that'll send Bubba out there.
It won't blow up.
BJ's out down the road.
By the way, did you see the video of Clinton being mistaken for Joe Biden?
Oh
no.
Oh my goodness.
Really?
I think he's at some fast food place trying to get something to eat, and the lady's like, "Are you Joe Biden?"
I saw that. It was McDonald's, but no, I thought the thing said that he had been there before and met that woman.
No, they said he was mistaken for Joe Biden, and then he goes, "I'm Bill Clinton." She's like, "Oh, Bill Clinton," and she loved Bill Clinton, so she came running out.
Oh, is that what it was? I didn't see.
Oh
it.
my goodness!
I saw the clip, but I didn't see that. That was the lay of what was going on there.
That was terrible. Well, it couldn't get more terrible than this when former Democratic President Bill Clinton said Monday this about the southern border and people being vetted properly. Here he is himself, cut number 3, where he admits that Lake and Riley, among others, would be alive if the Biden regime had vetted the immigrants properly. It's cut number 3, Aaron.
You had a case in Georgia not very long ago, didn't you? They made an ad about a young woman who'd been killed by an immigrant. Yeah, well, if they'd all been properly vetted, that probably wouldn't have happened. But if they're all properly vetted, and that doesn't happen.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
No, you got to play the rest of that clip. I mean that's the commercial they made. Is that really a commercial that they made out of it?
I think one of the
or is that like a made up deal?
It could be a made up deal.
It looks terrible, man.
Oh well, the rest of that clip's important. The rest of that clip is important because he says in there, this is like their new I think I actually shared this clip. Let me go to our profile next. Yeah. So let's put this up, Aaron. Let's play this whole thing.
A case in Georgia.
We have sound?
You had a case in Georgia not very long ago, didn't you? They made an ad about it.
So it's not going to work?
You had a case in Georgia not very long ago, didn't you? They made an ad about a young woman who'd been killed by an immigrant. Yeah, well, if they'd all been properly vetted, that probably wouldn't have happened. But if they're all properly vetted, and that doesn't happen, and America is not having enough babies to keep our populations up. Okay. So we need immigrants that have been vetted to do work. Right. There wouldn't be.
All right. Let's just. I want you to think about this for a second. Let's check your common sense at the door.
Woo.
There's 7 million, by all accounts, men in the country, citizens, who have checked out of the labor force completely because they can't find a job. 7 million have checked out. So this whole argument that we don't have anybody to do these jobs is bogus. We have plenty. They're just not going to do it at China's wage levels or some below living wage levels. We have plenty of people to do the jobs. To hear a Democrat then say, we are not having enough babies, which is, of course, Elon Musk's been talking about forever, a party that supports abortion on demand, is quite rich as your excuse for how to justify not vetting criminal terrorists coming over the border that are killing teenagers in Georgia. We don't have enough. We can't vet. We have to take the chance that things like Lake and Riley happen because we need people to do jobs. That's what we're going to argue. And we're not having enough babies when your party supports abortion on demand, abortion at any time. I'm sorry. Hold on. Let me spin my head and take it off my shoulders because I got to check my common sense at the door when listening to this argument from Bill Clinton. And I've heard other Democrats make this argument in the last couple of days. There's plenty of people to do these jobs.
Yeah.
7 million males in the United States, citizens, have left the workforce. How about getting them re-engaged? But we're not having enough babies. Oh.
And I think
so is your party going to stop supporting killing them?
And I think it was J.D. Vance. Did he do an interview with someone named Lulu? I believe. I was watching something, I believe it was him, and they were saying, well, we need all these illegals because, all the construction, who's going to build the houses? And he made the point, he made the point, well, yeah, you're right. During the 60s, we didn't build any houses. Of course we build houses. And he was making the same argument. He goes, but they would do them at reasonable, living wages as opposed to this, these basically, under the table wages that they're getting away with by not paying them enough. Making the same argument. I'll look that up. I think it's
just laughable.
Yeah.
We're not having enough babies. Oh, it's good to know. Good to know. Good to know.
But run out. We got an abortion trailer outside if you want to kill your baby.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That's another, right?
I mean, just
what? God, the total dichotomy.
All right, 13 past the hour. More news, sports coming up live from Studio 6B on a Monday.
Must have been about 12 feet in the air. Oh my God.
Okay, yeah, it was J.D. Vance. He was talking to a Times reporter, Bonchi, actually posted this from Red State. So if you follow Bonchi, you'll see this clip. It's about 3 minutes long.
You have a read here.
And she was making the case that, we need these people to do construction. And she actually, at one point, she's like, he goes, we have men and women who are out of the workforce right now. And she's like, for construction? It was, I'm dumbfounded this person's this stupid.
We have an interview tonight, too?
Yep, I told you that before.
Come on. Rangers are winning. Islanders are losing. Some things never change. Jets are losing.
The Yankees. Or nothing.
Whoa. You see that blocked extra point? Oh, my God. That guy had to be up 12 feet. That was incredible.
Yankees
what a block.
Up 4-0.
Yankees are up 4-0, yeah.
Yep.
Top of the fifth.
Bills are up 13-10.
Yep. Rangers are up 3-1. The WNBA finals tonight, too.
Oh, is that still going on?
Yeah. Minnesota's going to win.
Wow. The Senators beat the Kings 8-7. Like a baseball score.
Yeah, I know. Oh, the Liberty won yesterday. Series is tied at 1. Minnesota Lynx. Prince's team.
Well, sound like the blues on a Monday. Let me talk to you about our friends at Birch Gold. There is a lot at stake in this upcoming election, as if you didn't know. But regardless of who is sitting in the White House, the fuse on the economy has already been lit. Even 4 years of a conservative presidency will not be enough to turn the tide on our $35 trillion of national debt. And if the left wins, well, you already know that's going to be like throwing gas on top of a huge raging dumpster fire. You don't have too much control over the election's outcome, but what you can do right now is protect your savings by diversifying into gold with the help of Birch Gold. And, of course, the Birch Gold Group. For millennia, gold has stood firm in the face of greedy governments, economic upheavals, and global strife, and it can protect you now. Birch Gold will help you convert an IRA or 401k into an IRA in physical gold, tax-free, penalty-free, and it won't cost you a penny out of pocket to do it. In the past 4 years, the buying power of the U.S. dollar has declined. The price of gold has increased 40%. Coincidence? Well, text the word America to 989898. Get your free information kit on gold and trust Birch Gold to help protect your savings. Text America to the number 989898 and do it today. That's the word America. Send your text to 989898 and get your free information kit on gold and get started with our friends from Birch Gold. All right, 18 past the hour, live from Studio 6B. Time to do some sports. Sports is brought to you by Mike Lindell, My Pillow. LFS6B is the promo code to use at checkout. It'll give you a great savings, sometimes upwards of 50, 60% off. All the great stuff from Lindell that you put in your cart. Use our code. Let us know that you used it. We'll give you a free T-shirt off of livefromstudio6b.com. Any shirt you want. Just send in your receipts to lfs6b@yahoo.com. Tell us what shirt, what size, what color. We'll send it out to you. Slick, what's going on?
All right, Big D. Well, it looks like a sack exchange in Meadowlands tonight there. Get a life. Woof. Aaron Rodgers got sacked again. 13-10, Buffalo leads the game right now in the second quarter. About 3 minutes to go in the half. Great game. Jets started out on fire. Now it looks like the Bills' defense is settling in a little bit, but it's going to be a long one tonight. And speaking of a long one, might be a short one for the Yankees, though, Rick. Yankees 4-0 over the Guardians. Top of the fifth inning right now. Yankees looking really good in game one, looking to take a 1-0 lead. And, of course, earlier today, the Mets defeated the Los Angeles Dodgers. I think that's going to be a heck of a series. Probably 6-7 games. Series tied at 1. Coming back to New York. Unbelievable. And speaking of New York, let's go to Maga Square Garden. You know, I called that first a long while ago there. And then right now, the Rangers in the third period, midway third, 11 to go there, up 3-1 over the Detroit Red Wings. The Canadians and Penguins tied at 3, end of 2 up in Montreal. The Avalanche beating the Islanders. What else? Islanders looking for their first win of the season. They might be looking for it through December. 1-0 there, 14 to go in the first there. Earlier today, Panthers over the Bruins 4-3. Rick, I think a baseball game broke out. Senators 8-7 over the Kings. That was a final in OT. And the Devils defeated the Utah Hockey Club 3-0 out in Jersey today. Wow, busy metro area for sports. Just unbelievable today. And, well, here you go. Army-Navy football teams together in AP top 25 poll for first time since 1960. Wow. Army-Navy could potentially get into the college football playoff. How do you like that one, Big D? Ryan Gatos of Fox News reporting. The Army and Navy college football teams are on a collision course that may have serious repercussions for the expanded college football playoff later this season. After 7 weeks of play, the Black Knights and the Midshipmen are both undefeated and have done something not been seen since 1960. Appear in the AP top 25 rankings together. Army top UAB 44-10 on Saturday, improving to 6-0 on the season. Army was 6-6 in each of the last 2 seasons, and were 2-4 at this time last season under Jeff Monken. Now Army is 6-0 for just the third time in its program's history, and has the nation's largest winning streak. Army is in the top 25 for the first time since 2020, and have East Carolina on the docket for this weekend. Navy had a bye after beating Air Force last weekend 34-7. The team is set for a matchup against Charlotte this coming weekend. Both teams are 6-0 for the first time since 1945. Can you believe this? Unbelievable, according to CBS Sports. In that season, the Black Knights won the national championship. How do you like that one? And, Tom Blanda was the quarterback for Army in 1960, while Al Ruschatz scored 10 touchdowns on the ground for Navy. Joe Bellino had 15 rushing touchdowns, while Hal Spooner was calling plays on the center. Wow, talk about the History Channel. Army and Navy are both in contention for that bid. The two teams will meet on December 14th for their annual rivalry, and possibly one or both heading into the college football playoffs. Could you imagine that, Big D? Army and Navy. Forever, the highlight of their season was the big Army-Navy game, and that was all we heard about them, right? President Trump would maybe make it a guest appearance, and that would be it. Now, these guys are playing serious ball. Unbelievable. Because I remember just watching them a couple of years ago. I picked them, and I'm like, this is not good football. All they do is run the ball. Now, they're doing all right. So, good stuff. That's a wrap in sports for me, Big D. Back to you.
All right, Slick. Very good. All the polls show that Kamala Harris is having a problem resonating with males of all colors, creeds, and religions. And you look at her vice president out there today trying to help her maybe with that. And I'm wondering why you think they're still not resonating. Let me play a clip of Tim Walz today, and just see if you can maybe come up with a reason why they're not resonating with men around the country here. At least Timmy's not.
Oh, God. Touchdown, Timmy.
I was born in a small town.
Anybody got any? Does anybody?
Wow! Excuse me for that. It just
John
came out.
Mellencamp. Where's the?
That just popped out.
Where's the soundtrack to Cats or something? Where's? I'm
surprised he's not
Richard
wearing leather
Simmons,
pants.
where are you?
I don't know.
Oh my gosh!
I'm just shocked that they can't.
Rest in peace.
They're not resonating with men around the country. It's just shocking.
Yeah. Between that, the way he claps like a seal.
But he was a football coach.
And then, of course, his handling of firearms that was on display.
Right.
What is that?
Oh, my God. What is the pointing?
What is this?
I was bone
What is this? What is that move?
There's a guy on Saturday Night Live that has him down like I can't believe. I hate Saturday Night Live for the most part.
Give me the soundtrack to Big River here or something like it.
Moon River. What
is that?
He's like the Charles Nelson Riley of politics.
Man.
Oh man.
Oh, there you go. There's Timmy boy.
What an odd duck.
Yeah.
He'd be great on Match Game.
He really is a strange.
He's an odd duck.
He is not an American man that people will resonate with.
Man,
I'm sorry.
Imagine that's a heartbeat
just
away.
not.
That could be a heartbeat away from running your country.
I mean, that guy wants tampons in the boys' bathroom, and
Exactly.
he moves around like that. I don't know. I guess I can see why.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you see him go on this pheasant hunt over the weekend. It was supposed to be some great. Oh, we're going to really put you in touch with the Midwestern man right here with Tim Waltz. Check it out. As he doesn't know how to load a gun, he says he's had forever. He doesn't know how to load a shotgun that he's had forever.
Yeah, well, that was obviously clear. Well, first of all, he showed up without a gun.
Yeah.
He comes walking out there in his overalls. I don't know. Again, who on the staff sets these things up? I almost blame them more than him. It's just like, who thinks this is a good idea? What yuppie on the staff thinks, well, let's get Timmy out there in his Richard Simmons Liberace energy to go pheasant hunting. And anyone is going to buy that. What did they think they're going to walk out of there and go, oh, yeah, that's my man right there, Timmy.
Yeah,
come on, Tim.
Yeah. Look at my pheasant hat.
Let's go get a drink and go to the casino with Tim. No.
Sailor.
Oh, I love a parade.
You do that pretty good.
Take us to commercial, friend.
And then on film. I guess 2 snaps up.
Gets 2 snaps.
In a Z style.
This is gonna be my new move, going to commercial right here.
That's great.
If I can just get it.
Do it on the wait till the wide shot. There it goes. Do it now.
Come on.
Do it.
Ha! 1, 2, 3. Ha!
The beginning of the end now.
Kiss of death.
This is it. It's going to be a 9-run. It's going to be a 9-run inning.
Slick Rick's kiss of death. It's over.
Look at Buffalo. What do you got? How much time left here? 150. Oh, they got 2 minutes here. Oh, nice tackle. Man. Up, flag. It's got to be a hold. That'll move him back. Oh, look at that shot. Oh, my God. He hit that right out of the stadium. Mickey Mantle style. All right, coach. What do you want to do? Holding. Offense. Number 78. 10-yard penalty. Repeat. First down. Here we go.
All right, what's going on in the chats? Gotta jump in. Real Prince Doll is in there.
The Prince Doll.
He's in the Twix chat. Dave Syverson, Syverson. Tim Waltz was out hunting in Gnome Man's Land.
Oh, my God.
I like it, Dave.
There's no men to this. There's no men to this.
Damon's going to send us Gnome soon.
I'm going to send you gnomes.
Elizabeth then.
For good.
In the Get It chat. Why do people always call me during 6B? It's my hubby. Guess I'll talk to him. They're like, that's it. That's people's time, Big D. Those 2 hours at night. They take that personal. They want to be watching this 6B
Big
show.
D, what is Christie's last name again? I will not fall for your tricks.
No more.
I will not fall for your tricks.
What are these refs doing? They're destroying this game here. They're giving out parking tickets in the out in the stadium parking lot. That was so funny.
Dave says, Damon, read these like you mean it, bro.
That was a long time ago I saw that.
I know.
Oh, the guy's just catching
scrolling
up.
backwards. The Coconut says Tim got thrown out of drama club for being too dramatic.
I mean, that
really is weird.
Yep.
What is
Well,
that?
I was born
I don't
as a
even know.
tampon.
What was it, 3 claps or 4? 1, 2, 3, 4.
I think it's 4.
Throw the arm to the right.
Oh, my God.
Are you trying to choreograph so when you do
Bonnie
yours?
says, need to increase this show to 3 hours.
Yeah.
Well, if you watch me in the morning, Bonnie, then you get like 4 hours. You get 2 in the morning and 2 at night.
A few people caught up with the Charles Nelson Riley.
I loved him. He was the best.
Awesome. He was so friggin' funny.
Hi, guys. Hollywood Squares.
All right, 30 minutes past the hour, live from Studio 6B on a Monday. Slick Rick's doing sports. Rick Delgado's going to have some more news. Remember, tomorrow night, President Trump live in Atlanta, Georgia. Supposed to start, I believe, around 7:30. The president's supposed to take the stage, so it will clearly go into our first hour of live from Studio 6B, but we will be joining you for the president's speech, the end of it, and then we'll take you out of it. Brian Glenn will be on the ground. We'll talk to him. So don't miss that tomorrow night. Please welcome back to the show the director of Epigenics at the Wellness Company. That's Dr. Ben Tapper. Dr. Tapper, welcome back to the show. How are you?
I'm great, guys. How are you tonight?
Very good. Good to have you back. Obviously, a lot in the news. Back-to-back hurricanes in the U.S. We saw Governor DeSantis, who I think handled it well. He's seeming to be one of the better crisis communicators and organizers and governors, obviously, down there. State of Florida urged citizens to stock up on prescription medications. Is that and was that a good idea?
Well, I mean, right now, Americans, 65% of, the elderly, they're on 13 plus medications right now. So it's a real problem. And 90% of Americans' drugs and pharmaceuticals are imported. So what happens when that supply chain gets disrupted? I mean, people are going to be really out with these life-saving medications. So stocking up, I think, is vitally important. I mean, we cannot trust tomorrow. The world we live in is very volatile right now. And so it's a scary place, especially when there's hurricanes and the port crisis of people, the port workers going on protests. I mean, right now it's really scary. It's a scary time to be alive, and so I think it is vitally important that we do stock up here on some of these life-saving medications, considering the fact that 90% are imported.
I think what these last two, specifically the first one that hit North Carolina and some of these other places, I think what people are realizing, not that they didn't before, but it certainly drove the point home that, man, if you're relying on, listen, if you have a great governor like they do in Florida, that they can get stuff done. But if you're relying on the federal government, man, to step in, whether it's pandemic or hurricane, you're going to be waiting a very long time for them to come help you. You got to do it yourself. You got to be self-reliant.
100%. I mean, you can't trust these three other organizations. I mean, FEMA's getting involved here and interfering with things. I mean, you're talking about whistleblowers that have these massive dumpsters full of storm debris, and FEMA's telling them, just dump it on the side of the road, we'll clean it up. I mean, that's going to slow the process. I mean, they're literally interfering with this cleanup process, which is criminal in my opinion. I mean, people that lost their homes right now, FEMA's taking up all the hotel rooms and saying, sorry, these hotels are full with federal employees. I mean, what a sham and what a disgrace for the people of North Carolina and the people that are struggling here with these hurricanes. So it's really criminal, and you just can't trust our government right now.
Before Joe Biden got sent to the dog track for this presidential debate, he used to talk a lot about Big Pharma. Oh, we beat Big Pharma. To talk about Big Pharma, talk about prescription drugs, but we never. And you just mentioned the supply chain. Never heard any of them talk about the actual supply chain, where we get our antibiotics from. Why has the government allowed us to become so reliant on, well, I guess mostly China, but maybe you could speak to that and speak to a little bit about, if we really got into it, I think China's the number one place. Where would we be in real trouble with prescription drugs? Let's say if we got into, if China just said, cut us off, would they be the number one place?
China and then India, I believe, is number 2. I mean, so it is. They have so much leverage when it comes to these medications. I mean, some of these medications, once you're on them, it's really hard to get off of them, and they're keeping people alive. You know, I'm all about a healthy lifestyle, but some of these medications can be life-saving. And what happens if we are in a crisis here? Who are we going to turn to? I mean, we can't trust these pharmaceuticals or pharmacies to fulfill medications during the pandemic. What we learned during COVID, they were criminalizing docs that were fulfilling ivermectin prescriptions or hydroxychloroquine, and these drugs were saving lives. So that's why the wellness companies coming in and providing these medications and able to directly order from them directly and have these medications at home. But the biggest thing is, again, we can't trust our government right now, and it's in a state of crisis, and we don't know what tomorrow may bring. The key is being proactive here and preventative, and that's really the solution. We need to be proactive in this and preventative, and really take our health in our own hands and be stocked up, prepared, and the wellness company provides a lot of solutions for that.
Yeah, let's talk about those solutions, because obviously we're heading into October. Traditionally means the beginning of flu season. Will take us through, I guess, January, February next year. I'm taking one ivermectin a week, kind of prophylactically. I've been doing that to just trying to keep healthy, keep the inflammation down. But what else can people do, maybe besides that, as we're heading into this part of the season?
Well, the biggest thing is we need to eat well, move well, think well, we can be well, and really move away from toxicity and deficiency. And we do that by good lifestyle choices and supplementation. I mean, the wellness company has these med kits, emergency kits, contagion kits, and they're phenomenal kits. I recommend people get those at home. It can be life-saving, literally life-saving. But really, we need to eliminate stress, manage stress, good sleep, good food choices, really think well. That's a big one. People really don't understand that our thoughts can change our physiology. So thinking well is vitally important. We need to move. Americans are very sedentary. We sit more than we ever have in the past. And so movement is a nutrient. We need to move well. But really, the flu season is a vitamin D deficiency season. So getting on a vitamin D supplement, the wellness company has vitamin D as well. Do recommend that, highly recommend. And that can just really get us through the season.
Dr. Tapper, always great to have you on. Always great information. Thanks so much.
Yes, thanks for having me. God bless.
All right, there you go. You can go to twc.health/voice, twc.health/voice, promo code voice for an additional 10% off. Great stuff, Dr. McCullough and the team over there. I took my ivermectin today. Yeah. As a matter of fact.
Now, have you noticed any difference in your health since you started that?
Well, I just noticed I haven't been sick in I don't know how long. Obviously, I mean, I haven't been sick. I take one a week.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Do you have everybody else in the family on it as well, or just you?
No, just me.
Just you?
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I took it during COVID, and I've taken it. I've taken once a week, and haven't gotten sick.
Really?
I saw a new study out too, by the way. If you haven't noticed it, I think Dr. McCullough actually put it out on his that there's a brand new peer-reviewed study coming out. Ivermectin mixed with a couple other things in the fight against cancer and how effective it has been.
I've heard.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's tribenzethol, I think, is the other one, and there's one other. But yeah. And of course, it's another. Hear me now, believe me later. We heard all these people early on, like Dr. Tapper said, who were talking about the effectiveness of it, not just for how COVID presents, but for how other things present, any respiratory, just overall health, keeping the inflammation in the body down, possibly fighting cancer cells. And now here we are 3-4 years later, and now all of a sudden you're getting peer-reviewed studies. All of a sudden now it's becoming more into the norm. People are taking it. Doctors are filling prescriptions for it. So, of course, it's like, where do you go to get your reputation back when you were saying about this 4 years ago and you were getting fired from your job, or CVS wouldn't fill your prescription?
Right.
We all lived through that.
Yeah. You're taking horse paste.
Yeah.
Just ridiculous nonsense that they just trumped out there to keep the narrative up because they needed you to take the jab. They wanted to pump you full of chemicals.
Yeah.
Which we're finding out more and more. And it's so funny because, I've gone back and I've seen some of the people that have come out against this stuff. I remember when Jim Carrey came out against all the vaccines back in like '99, and people thought he was just a nutball. And now you hear somebody like RFK talk about it, and it's the exact same thing. And maybe the crazy guy who talked with his button, Ace Ventura, maybe he kind of knew something, and he was on to something. Just crazy.
All right, let's do some more news. 38 past the hour, and here with that is Rick Delgado. What's going on?
All right. Well, you know about the 60 Minutes interview that Trump won't do, and it's further solidified when you see the problems the Harris campaign is now having with the controversy surrounding her 60 Minutes interview. The Kamala Harris campaign is now distancing itself from that 60 Minutes interview after Donald Trump demanded the network apologize for airing two different versions of the vice president's response to a question. Of course, the question, I think we played that already, provided a lengthy response to 60 Minutes, response to correspondent Bill Whitaker's question about the U.S. lacking influence over Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu in the final interview that aired October 7th. The answer that they used was edited differently. The two clips have circulated on social media side by side as the network faces calls to release the full transcript of the interview. And Trump wrote in a Truth Social post on last Wednesday that CBS must be investigated, accusing the network of making Harris appear more presidential. And in the edit, both versions of Harris' response are transcribed as well. In the statement addressing the controversy surrounding the edited response, an aide for the Harris campaign told Variety, "We don't control CBS's production decisions and refer all your questions to CBS." So they're trying to put some distance between themselves and their own 60 Minutes interview with their candidate there, Miss Kamala Harris. Meanwhile, former CBS News staffers are now demanding an independent investigation into 60 Minutes over the brewing Kamala Harris interview scandal. Have you seen this? Even as the network is digging in its heel and refuses to release the full unedited transcript, the New York Post has learned the long-running show has come under fire after allegedly cleaning up the Democrat presidential candidate's answer to that 60 Minutes question we just talked about. Her reply was starkly different from the word salad the vice president served up in a clip to promote the interview shown by Face the Nation the day before. It's prompted news media critics to question the ethical standards of the Tiffany Network. I think there should be an outside investigation, one former CBS News journalist told the Post.
This to question the standards?
Yeah. Obviously, there's a problem here. If they care about journalistic integrity, they would conduct an investigation or release the full transcript. The second CBS source said the discrepancy in the answers makes it seem like the network show is biased, because it is. Their credibility has been called into question, and their impartiality has been called into question, the source says. You don't need a full-throated review to see what went wrong. CBS declined multiple requests to release the full transcript. We'll see what's going to happen with this, because it seems like some people refuse to let this go, much like Paul Pelosi.
I think the bigger scandal, maybe now today, is what Chris Rufo broke today, and that is the plagiarizing scandal.
Oh, from her book
that Kamala Harris now has.
Yeah.
And Chris Rufo, if you didn't see it on Twitter today, broke this. Kamala Harris plagiarized at least a dozen sections of her criminal justice book, Smart on Crime, according to a new investigation. The current vice president even lifted material from Wikipedia. And then he goes through quite the laundry list of receipts of, word for word.
Yeah.
A lot of times you see these plagiarists, okay, and it's like, well, it's very subjective, and it can be, it's very, this is like copy paste.
It's Joe Biden-esque.
It's Joe Biden-esque. Very well said.
Yeah.
So if you haven't seen it, that's on our X, Christopher F. Rufo, at Real Chris Rufo, RUFO. If you're following him on Twitter, then you've probably seen it. If not, you can go to our Twitter, at LFSXB. It's on there. And check it out. She's going to be with Brett Baer on Wednesday. I would think this would be a topic that maybe could come up.
would not let a guy get that jump.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Coffee. Damon needs coffee.
I have the caramel if you want one.
Nobody
I have my caramel pot if you want one.
Nobody wants caramel. That's not coffee.
Caramel vanilla. Nice.
That won't put hair on your chest.
Nope. Smug. Nope. Hello. Hello to the chat. Forget we're live. These people are so fortunate. We actually do this live. It's like, not that they're not fortunate, but, it's, who does this? Only us.
Exactly.
I like to see the YouTube chat get a few
The
more
YouTubes.
numbers. The YouTube chat, 600, 700. Come on, people. We need a little more love. Tell your friends.
I just tried to
tell your families. John Bergen, County, New Jersey. Brett is a Trump hater. Let's be real.
He is.
Yeah, so
He's not
good.
wrong.
You don't want none of him. Drag Blacker goes, Delgado, hair on chest. How about hair on face? Drag Blacker, that's a good one right there, my man. I love Drag Blacker.
You're dragging me around.
Oh, man, stop dragging
man.
my hat around. That is wild. I love that
that's
one.
good stuff.
I love it.
Top quality.
Child of the King's in there. We love you guys. Oh, man. Broke Spokes, Slick and Delgado. I appreciate the live comments. That's so funny. Damon Espresso over there. Hey, cappuccino, how's it going in there?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a barista, all right. That Buffalo, what a pass defense. I can't believe they let that go. That was unbelievable. Lizard. Who caught that? Lizard?
What is he, having a deep presso in there? Oh, my goodness.
Lizard caught it. I know his name's Lazard, the idiot.
Live from Studio 6B, Real America's Voice, Monday night. Damon is in the kitchen trying to get a depresso going.
The barista.
Barista that he is. As he curses at everything in the kitchen trying to make his coffee.
Oh, my gosh.
Anyhow, it's Monday night. A bunch of sports going on. We'll do some sports with Slick Rick right now. Let's get it kicked off. Slick Rick Sports brought to you by Mike Lindell's MyPillow. Go to MyPillow.com. Use our code LFS6B at checkout, and you'll save some great money, especially with the holidays coming up. Yeah, you always got people that you need to get something for, and you don't know what to get them. Get them something from MyPillow. Get them one of those humongous, and I love mine, my huge bath sheet.
Oh, your bath sheet.
Love that thing.
Nice.
And, you can grab one of those and, of course, use our code at checkout. MyPillow.com. Slick Rick, what do you got for sports?
Wow, a wild one in the Meadowlands. I tell you, the Jets go in with a glimmer of hope. Looked like Buffalo was going to start rolling them down. But Aaron Rodgers, with about 21 seconds left, takes the team 70 yards for a touchdown there. Hail Mary right at the end from about the 45, 48-yard line. Threw a bomb, and a lizard caught it for the Jets. What a great catch, though. 20-17. At the half, Buffalo Bills lead. Going to be a wild finish. Looking forward to watching that. Yankees right now over the Guardians, 4-1, holding steady. Yankees with good pitching. They gave up one home run in the fifth, but other than that, top of the seventh right now. Guardians at bat. Yankees again up 4-1, looking to take a 1-0 lead in Game 1 of the American League Championship Series. Let's go out to the.
I'm sorry, I just got back. Who caught?
Alan Lazard, right? Right?
Oh, Alan Lazard.
Oh,
okay.
I call him Lizard. What a great catch, though, man. He jumped up out of the air. Woo, super.
Snagged it with his tongue.
All right, let's go. NHL action. It's all over in MAGA Square Garden. The Rangers have defeated the Red Wings 4-1. And the Islanders just went up 2-1 in Colorado over the Avalanche. 1:28 to go there in the first. Earlier tonight, the Panthers topped the Bruins 4-3. Senators over the Kings 8-7 in overtime. Devils 3-0 over the Utah Hockey Club. Penguins and Canadians tied at 3:17 to go there in the third period. Well, I want to get to one of these stories. Well, here we go. Another one of these here. Nevada players vote to forfeit game against trans opponent despite school statement. Warner Todd Houston of Breitbart. The Nevada women's volleyball team held a player vote deciding to forfeit an upcoming match against a team with a transgender player in defiance of a school statement claiming they would play, Outkick reports. According to Outkick, the players voted not to play their scheduled October 26th game against San Jose State University due to the presence of Blair Fleming, a transgender player. This decision by the players went quite against the school's athletic department's announcement that the Wolfpack would play the game. However, it appears that the school decided without bothering to ask the women on the team how they felt. The University of Nevada volleyball team remains focused on its upcoming matches with UNLV and San Diego State and intends to play its remaining Mountain West schedule, including the match with San Jose State University on October 26th. The school statement read, the university will continue to abide by the NCAA Mountain West Conference and USA Volleyball rules and regulations, as well as the laws and constitution of the state of Nevada. But it appears that the players had other ideas. We, the University of Nevada Reno women's volleyball team, forfeit against San Jose State University and stand united in solidarity with the volleyball teams of Southern Utah University, Boise State, University of Wyoming, and Utah State University. The women said, we demand that our right to safety and fair competition on the court be upheld. We refuse to participate in any match that advances injustice against female athletes. Apparently, this transgender player was jumping so high, hitting the ball so hard, they were afraid, they really had fear for their blockers were going to get seriously hurt. Again, absolute nonsense, this men and women's sports. Yeah. It's got to go. The Olympics have to stand up if they ever, get the gut to do it. Maybe they will. But this is getting ridiculous. And that's a wrap in sports. Big deal.
Congratulations to them.
Congratulations to them is right. They're the true champions.
Yep.
All right, Slick, very good. So she's going to go on Brett Baer on Wednesday. How do you expect that to go, Delgado?
I have no clue.
Why?
I would hope Brett Baer would do a good job in asking tough questions and not getting sucked into a word salad and letting her skate by. But you never know.
How do we not know? What's the reason people would think he would not do that in an interview? I mean, I know people just say, well, he's at Fox. They called the 2020 election screwy. But let's talk about what he's actually going to do, which is interview her. Who has he ever? I mean, what interview has he ever? Have you ever seen him do an interview and go, man, that guy sucks?
I've seen him do interviews, and he's usually fairly solid. And I would just hope for it to be, done the way you might expect. He's supposed to be their serious guy. So do it serious and don't be a suck up. Don't turn into Howard Stern.
What would qualify as that in your mind?
Follow-up questions to the BS she's going to throw. Questions about the, immigration. Questions about, basically everything that she's done the last 4 years. So you're saying that you wouldn't change anything about the Biden administration. You're on record as saying that. You still stand by that. Ask that question. I mean, that's a fair question. She said it. You're only going. Your question is based on something she has already come out and said in public. So how is that not a fair question?
What's the book on him though, Brett Baer? I don't know. He's on Fox, right? What's the book on him really?
Then you got to consider. Well,
I always thought he was pretty good.
Yeah. Okay.
Then you got to consider. Well, Paul Ryan's his boss.
Okay.
I think he'll do a great job.
Okay.
With her.
I hope he does.
I have no reason to think that he's going to do anything but conduct a decent interview with her. And I think he'll follow up. I don't think he'll let her get away with any nonsense.
Yeah, no middle-class neighborhood nonsense,
I don't think so at all.
He's got to tie her in.
I don't think so at all. And people say, oh, he's going to answer to Paul Ryan. Come on. I don't think so. I think he's going to do fine.
I hope so.
And I think, by the way, I think that speaks to the desperation that they're feeling. It's like I said before. I wasn't kidding. That's like, I mean, you could draw other analogies. I just happen to use the gambling one. It's like being at the roulette table and you've been betting your numbers and none of them are coming through. And you're like, oh my God, I'm getting down to my last. What the hell am I going to do? How am I going to make this money? What am I going to do? I got nothing left. The same feeling that they're having. What are we going to do? We're coming 23 days. We're losing men. We're losing African-American men. We're getting no swing state voters. What are we going to do?
Yeah, she's doing actually worse.
You got to go all in. You got to put both feet, and you either got to swim or you're going to drown.
Yeah,
and let's go on Brett Baer.
She's actually doing worse with, the demographics say, with blacks she'll do better. She's doing worse with people of color. She's doing worse across the board. She's losing men. She's losing women. There's only two, so.
Damon, why would she go there? It's staged. Staged? She's going there because she has no other choice at this point. She's going there for just the reasons we just said. She's like, I got to put it all on one number and hope that it hits. She's got to hope she goes there and hits a home run. That's the only thing she could hope for. And for her to do that, he would have to ask her, about the weather. Any other questions, she's not going to hit a home run.
Yeah. Foreign policy.
I think it reeks of desperation. Reeks of desperation.
Well, same thing when she's asking for another debate. The loser always wants another debate. They always want a rematch.
Yeah, it's true.
Trump says it all the time. He's like, prize fighters, they always want the rematch when they lose. He doesn't need it.
It's why they sent Tim Waltz back there for the second Sunday in a row to Shannon Bream to beat him around. You notice that?
Yeah.
He went back. He was no better the second time. She asked him about the First Amendment, about John Kerry and them, some of the First Amendment talk we've heard from the left.
Mm-hmm.
And he started to say, I've spent my whole life, and then he stopped.
He stopped himself.
Saying, you spent your whole life what? Were you about to tell us you did this? When you were in Iraq holding a gun, you were defending the First Amendment? What were you going to say? Crazy. You didn't say anything. We'll see you on Wednesday. Be a busy week. All right, as always, we salute our military, active and active police, firefighters, first responders, EMTs, everybody on the front lines. Thanks, guys. Aaron Frank, great job as always. Most of all, thank you live from Studio 6B audience. I'll see you in the morning. We'll see you tomorrow night after the Trump rally. We'll see you then, live from Studio 6B.
9,700, I'll give you shoes.